In this game full of fights with epic sea monsters, other pirates, and sometimes the game itself, we often forget to take a seat and enjoy the fabulous work that the game designers and level makers, artists, and so on put into this game. Due to the very nature of the seas, it's very easy to see it as just a way to make gold. I mean, at the end of the day, that is the gameplay curve after all. But the seas are also an open world, full of little nooks and crannies to explore that I feel don't get enough love. But why is that? Breath of the Wild, like I say, is an open world game, and they're often talked about for how beautiful they are to explore. I'm a huge fan of Breath of the Wild, if you couldn't notice from all the references in my videos, and I'm always going on about how pretty that is. But exploring the seas? Much less so. Well, that's because open world single player games give you time, something that we do not have in Sea of Thieves. Whether it's the constant threat of PvP hanging over our heads, or the fact that developers can't make any areas safe from PvE due to its procedurally generated nature, there's always something out to kill you. It takes a long time to get anywhere. Unlike an open world game where you can save and return to where you were to explore it at a later time, for the seas, you need to sail where you want to explore and then have a look round, hopefully find something interesting, and then sail on to the next. Look, I've got on before about how long it can take to play Sea of Thieves, I know you all agree with me. But despite that, I still think this game could do more to reward exploration. We have a whole set of trinkets that we could be hiding around the map in interesting locations, as well as making some new, unique, and yes, more valuable ones for some rarer places. If every underwater tunnel had a chance of dropping some siren gems or abandoned caves, some valuable chests left by some pirates long ago, I think we'd all have a bit of a poke around on the islands a bit more, as opposed to just sailing past on our way to the next quest to the Vale objective. Now, of course, there are places with naturally spawning treasure. For whatever reason, the one that comes to my head is the graveyard area in Lone Cove seems to always have a chest in it. But this doesn't give that level of exploration, because it is the same place over and over again. Part of me wishes the game had a better way of encouraging the slow life aspects of it. Maybe cooked fish and meat on a campfire would give you more health than cooked on a stove, but barely when anyone eats cooked meat as it is. Maybe a faster run speed for pirates that have been left in a warm area, similar to how Valheim works. So you'd want to stay near campfires or in the hull of your ship, just only for a brief period of time. You would have to balance this around time investment, of course, and like I said earlier, this game can take a long time to play as it is. And it's not like their entire Soul Life faction to the game is doing that well when it comes to the balance and interest in it. The other key way in making exploration work is to fill it with lore, which the game does an okay job at. Diary entries and books can be found all over the place that explain things, but most of those are in relatively accessible places. Apart from the ones in the shrines, they're just a nightmare. But these areas do also have statues and other things that point to the civilizations that came before us pirates. The issue is, the plot of the Sea of Thieves lore is so convoluted and complicated that it's really hard to know what any of it means, and if it really matters for whatever the community is talking about this week. Whether that's the cure for the skeleton curse, the return of Flameheart, or what the Siren Queen's farts smell like. At least that's what I was trying to say, but I stuffed it up so much in the original recording that I tried to re-record it now I'm editing, and I sound so different because the code's changed from where it was. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, hey, Watson, I thought we were going to see some interesting and cool places in Sea of Thieves. Or maybe tell us where they are so we can go and find them? Well, no. The most important part of looking through a cool and interesting place is discovering it yourself, not having someone point it out for you. So next time you're resupplying on a small island after PvP, or just picked up that Gold Hoarder's vault key, maybe take a second, if you've got the time, to look around the island you're on. Have an explore, because who knows what's underneath the water, or just past the rock ahead.